Hey everyone, Luke here, and yeah, finally got it. It's finally out in English, in this country. So yeah, got the first volume of Mission Yozakura family. So long it's been waiting for like 3 years when normally it would be like a year and a half max after the Japanese films released. But yeah, can't really complain. It finally came out, and I hope a lot more people start getting this series because it's not like something completely happened in this chapter that I completely called. Oh hey Aizen, how are you doing? Okay, yeah. Yeah, so in case you haven't noticed, yeah, I found Bleach Series 3 Part 2 DVD, which is when Aizen reveals his true motivations. So yeah, no beating around the bush here. I called it. I freaking called it. Momo doing the Aizen treatment, which has just boosted his level of antagonist in the series. I don't care what Red says on Twitter about Aizen being a antagonist. Yeah, sure. So some people who would be at the end, but come on, he's just a troll. Aizen, he's the lovable troll that we all love, and Momo just being like just this awful, disgusting scumbag where everything was planned out from the beginning with Tayo, which, come on, if anyone's seen any manga, you know that was probably gonna happen. Like, because Momo was part of Tampopo, and Kirishata, the doctor, was pretty much the one who orchestrated the death of Tayo's family. Although whether or not that was part of him, or it was like what Momo, despite what it says in this chapter, if that's what it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is something I can work with. We That's left up to interpretation, but yeah, no beating around the bush. Like I said, Momo is the new Aizen on Shonen Jump, and I just love it for that, and I cannot wait for what we get in store next week, considering what happens in the end chapter. But yeah, let's just get into the chapter itself, as it's titled. The chapter is chapter 156, titled "Dreams." We all remember Aizen's dream to be God, and Momo's dream is to be the king of his family and just rule over them like the benevolent puppet master that he is. So, yeah, the chapter starts off pretty much from the end of that chapter, where we have all the Yozakuras just sitting around the table, just looking deadpan, like somebody's just like, literally just like that. And Mo was like, welcome home, Tayo. I kind of want to do the eyes of us. Welcome home, Tayo. Have a seat. And you just see Tayo again, just being like the most pissed off he's been in the entire series up to this point. It's just like, what did you do to me? And just Momo, just cool as a cucumber, on the other side of the refrigerator, just like sipping wine and just putting it down, and it's just like, my blooming is dreams. And you just see like everyone again, just something like status, and you just see Momo's eyes in the fixture of just like the sakura blossom, cherry blossom things. You just see like his eyes just like peering down here as like this big brother kind of like figure, kind of like you just want to get the sign that Kishibe in Chainsaw Man has. It's just like, be careful, Momo is watching. Like, he's always watching over them. Like I said, the malevolent puppet master. But yeah, pretty much it's similar to Aizen's Kyoka Suigetsu, although Aizen could probably do it a little bit more than Momo. Well, a lot more than Momo. But yeah, basically the initial concept is just like, it creates illusions and fantasies of what Momo wants. That's basically the general consensus that we're going off here. Like I said, similar to Aizen's ability to Kyoka Suigetsu, we get to like hypnosis and illusions. That's basically the same basic concept. So yeah, we can see why we're calling Momo the new Aizen here. But he'll go into detail about it here, where he says, you saw a glimpse before, a world where pain and suffering doesn't exist. A perfect dream. Yeah, perfect for you, Momo. But by taking away negative emotions, you take away something that makes you generally human. Like you need the negativity in life to obviously balance out the positivities that happen because obviously, with positive emotions, there's also going to be negative emotions, but vice versa, with negative emotions, it's going to be positive emotions, as we saw with the Kengo and Shinzo flashback. Like, even though Kengo was damaged because of Shinzo's ability, it allowed Kengo to be like, oh, my brother is big and strong and can look out for me. Of course, that didn't work out because now all under the hypnosis as well. I say all of them except for Kyorichio, but yeah, even Mutsumi is just there, just like I have nothing to say right now. Goes on, and Momo continues to reiterate this by going, everything touched by these cherry blossom scents is inside my dream. No one can resist. Which Pie Jumps did bring up a issue with the chapter. It's like, okay, how can Kyorichio actually nullify it? Yeah, that was the word. How can Kyorichio not be the one under control? And my response to that was pretty much simple. He uses mental blocks, because we all know from the bonus chapter with how his training was like, oh, it was mental training. And obviously Kyorichio, knowing what his father is capable of, was just like, okay, he's probably going to use something to take over, to get inside my head, so my best way is to get off these mental blocks and seal them off so that it cannot affect me in any way whatsoever. And I am calling that right now. So if I'm just like, oh my god, I just love this series. Like, this arc has been on fire, just like hit after hit after hit. Like, it was going so well at first, and now it's just gone completely in the opposite direction. And at this point, anything is possible. But yeah, see guys, how we got Momo's booming in this arc, in this chapter. I'm fully expecting Kyorichio's booming to come into play in if not the next chapter or chapter after that, certainly the chapter after that. Momo continues on as again he just goes for sipping his drink. No one but you, because you carry Subumi's blood. But wait, doesn't every one of them carry Subumi's blood? Like, I think I get what Pine Johns might be going at. Like, doesn't all of them carry Subumi's blood, because considering she's the first Yozakura and her blood is run through, and kind of like with Yuha and the Quincy's in Bleach, going back to the Bleach reference. Which again, this might actually become a plot point later on, because is Kyorichio the oldest? Let me just look it up. I'm pretty damn certain he is the oldest, if not him. Kyorichio. It's either him or Futaba. So let's have a look here. Yeah, he's the oldest Yozakura son, but is he the actual oldest Yozakura sibling? Is he like the firstborn sibling? Let's see. Come on. Okay, he's 21. He's 21 here. So let's So how old is Futaba? Affiliations, like, because I'm on the wiki here, which was obviously something else that Pyjans was grateful for as well, because of the fact that how to remember, like, okay, Momo was created from Sublumi, kind of like a clone or creation that kind of broke off from Sublumi. So yeah, let's see here. Oh, come on. I do apologise about this. Flaming no. Here we go, Futaba. Oh, no, Kyorichio is the oldest, because he's 21, Futaba's 20. So, yeah. So going back to what I was just saying about nobody but you, because you carry Subumi's blood. This might also be a case of like why Kyorichio can block it as well, can resist him. Like he probably has like Subumi's blood in the same way Tayo has, because of him being the eldest sibling. He might actually get special treatment because he's the firstborn, and that might actually become a plot point later on in the series, where the firstborn sibling of the Yozakuras get the same amount of Subumi's blood in the same way that the actual heads of the Yozakura family gets, because it seems like from what I can determine here, like the eldest is essentially the head of the Yozakura family until the actual head is born into the family. But so the kind of like the surrogate head until the actual head is born. If that makes any sense to anyone. So it might be a case like, okay, so he's the firstborn, so he gets the blood as well as Mutsumi is the one without any special techniques. So the fact that Kyorichio is able to assist it, that makes the most logical sense that he has Subumi's blood and maybe is capable of using the 1000 profuse cherry blossom blooming himself, given the fact that, like I said, he's the oldest Yozakura sibling. So that's just a theory I have going on. It might not actually be true, but if it is true, then that will make a whole lot of sense about actually why he's the strongest Yozakura sibling out of all of them. And also, this would probably help to back up my theory that maybe Kai has blooming himself, like Kyorichio was able to transfer his blood into Kai. That would make a whole lot of sense itself. Anyway, continuing on with the chapter, we just have, oh my god, I didn't know, oh my god, I did not notice this. So you have Tayo going to strike Momo, and then with his sword, with Yui, with his sword, and Momo's just like, oh, I'm going to sip my wine, and then block it with my finger. Who does that remind you of? Oh my god, I cannot believe it. So we have the blocker with the finger, and we've already had the moment where Momo butchered Tayo, where he just put his hand on his chest and it just splatters blood in the same way Aizen did to Ichigo at the end of the Sword Society arc. But yeah, seriously, blocking with the finger, like seriously. Any doubts now of like, oh, Momo's not the new Aizen of Shonen Jump? No, right here, right now, just block it with a finger. They are really hammering in of just like, Momo is Aizen. Like, I cannot believe I didn't notice that. But yeah, he just blocks it with the finger, and as Tao's just like, you better turn them back to normal, Momo, before I turn you to mincemeat. But Momo's just like, oh, what are you talking about, Tayo? I just did. I turned them back into the family. They should have been. And Tayo's just like, yeah, right, whatever. Real family is real family. As Tayo's just like trying to get like words out and edgeways, but of course this being the fact that he's going up against Momo, and Momo has the ability to manipulate minds with his dreams. He starts remembering the fact of like, okay, family is. And he remembers the very first chapter where that tragic backstory happened, which finally getting more elaboration in this chapter with the tragic backstory of Tayo and his family, as Momo's just scoops himself up in like this he becomes like this amorphous blob inside Tayo's mind. It's just like, no, Tayo, this isn't. You should know this. Family is frail. I cannot pronounce that word. So it's the word on page 6 where family is frail, so the word below that. So I decided to make mine. I did everything. I made a strong family that would never break, and that included you being all part of this, Tayo. As we get the flashback of when, after the crash, Momo is actually the one that helps Tayo basically survive the crash. Which, oh my god, I cannot believe. Like I said, I cannot believe I actually didn't call this, that Momo planned all this out. As we get Momo saying like, Kawashita, you fool, you weren't supposed to do this. This child is mine. I'll have him back, thank you. So kind of giving the eyes and you are vibes here of like, welcome to my son born in the darkness. You're gonna marry my daughter, and then I'm gonna have you all to myself, and we're gonna be just a perfect little family because I know all about you. I've been watching over you. I've been seeing you getting close to Mutsumi all this time. As Ty was just like, I thought I was hallucinating, but that day I knew someone was watching over you, and Momo goes on to explain, like, no matter how I struggled from within, I couldn't sever the chains of karma that bind Yozakura. I need to bring in a gust of fresh air. The neighbor boy, he was utterly normal, just a boy like any other. You were perfect for Mutsumi. So basically, Momo was basically saying, like, yeah, you were just normal, you were just average, so you were perfect for my daughter. And I can just imagine Tyrell, after everything he's been through, all the horrors, all the struggles, all the battles he's been through throughout the series, the fact that he's just being called normal at this point, that probably irks him a little bit, even though we don't actually see it going on in his mind. I can feel like at the back of his mind, it's like, you're calling me normal after everything I've been through? Yeah, I'm not going to sit down and take that, Momo. So Momo carries on and says, reiterates that the profuse blooming of 1,000 flowers will suit my blooming, but the memory shock you giving me the opening I need. So basically, it was saying that, yeah, the blooming may be able to nullify my blooming, but the shock of everything I've said here, the fact that I had everything planned, Tile, that's given me the opening, and you're in my dream now, a dream which you can never wake up unless I have another son who cannot resist, that is going to barge in at the end of the chapter. But hey, what are the odds of that? What are the odds of that happening? Today, the ideal family I've always wished for would finally be complete. Welcome, Tile, as we just see everyone around him, not just himself, but all the Yozakura siblings, Kyorichio included, and also Ri herself, which again reiterates that maybe Ri might be a part. Ri might be a part of this. We just don't know. But yeah, we see. But yeah, funny enough, they don't include Ai in this situation. Maybe I guess that's because Momo just doesn't think Ai is part of the family, which missing out on a golden opportunity there, Momo. The fact that you've got this impressionable child that's living in the family that could very easily be manipulated herself, and she has been pretty much included in panels with the Yozakura, basically making her an official member, even though she's not, even though she's in the same boat as Tayo. So yeah, missed opportunity there, Momo. But yeah, as Tayo is just getting into the stream, he's trying his best to resist everything that Momo is throwing at him. Like, no, this is an illusion. This is an illusion. This is not reality. This is not the family I want. I want my real family back. The real family that I've grown to know and love over the course of living with. And Momo just uses that, like, the most sickening thing possible that you can do. Like, if you give into it, I'll give you a family that you'll never lose. I'll give you true happiness. As we just see him manifest his original family, the family that he lost, the family that he thought he would never see again. The fact that Momo is using this to manipulate Tayo to become coming over to his side. That's just like the most sickest thing you could do to someone. So yeah, Tayo's family is just behind him, just being like, Tayo, give in to Momo, give in to everything. It's okay to relax. This is the dream you've always wanted. Give in, Tayo. And Tayo, you can just see on his face, it's just like struggling profusely to just not give in to Momo, not to give in to Momo's inside, which I don't blame him. Like, Tayo has just like probably one of the strongest wills in Shonen Jump at the moment, because I feel like someone like Deku would probably give into this, or someone like Asta would probably give into this, although they would probably be able to will it out themselves at this point. But I seriously got to commend Tayo for how far he's come, because anyone else, if this was Tayo at the beginning of the series, he would basically fall for this instantly right there. Which begs the question, why didn't Momo do this at the start? I guess he wanted Tayo to, he obviously wanted Tayo to get the profuse blooming, although, and that was probably so that he could get his hands on it himself, so that it could never be used against him. But at the same time, he could have easily gotten Tayo at the beginning of the series, but I guess it was all part of his master plan, I guess. So yeah, as Tayo is doing his best to mentally block this out of his mind. We see just wires just like just go through the memory as if it's say, yeah, I'm going to break down this memory and I'm going to do it in style by using my steel spider. As you see Kyorichio just barging in. We don't see we don't see him speak or anything. We just see his faint smile because he's probably thinking like, you've done the worst thing possible. Like, to think you could, I didn't think you could sink so lower, Momo. But the fact that you have sunk so low to do this to the entire family, and even though I despise Tayo, I kind of respect him at this point because he's the only one that can protect me, particularly from people like you. The fact that you're doing this to him and using those dirty tactics, yeah, that is sickening. That is probably what's going through Kyorichio's mind at this point. But he's probably also berating like Tayo to be like, Tayo, you really think you were really going to fall for this? You were really going to give in to temptation? You should have known. Like, has my training been awful? Not have I been not training you to combat stuff like this? That's probably what's going through his mind on Tayo's side as well. Like, he's thinking like, yeah, Momo's doing awful things, but at the same time, I'm not going to let Tayo off the hook because he's the one that's supposed to be protecting Mutsumi, and the fact that he's giving in to temptation right now. Yeah, perhaps we're going to have to have some more mental training when we get back to the Yozakura mansion. So yeah, that's where the chapter ends. That's why I put my phone down. So yeah, like I said, really awesome chapter this week. Like this. The last few chapters were alright, but this one has just brought it up to a whole nother level, particularly on Momo's side, because we finally got to find out what his blooming is, just how far he's willing to take his blooming to get what he wants, even creating some of the most despicable tactics ever of just being like, oh, you're not going to come over to my side. Okay, I'm going to have to touch it up the march, the mental breakdown of you by using your family. You know, the one that you lost in that tragedy that really you shouldn't have lost in the first place. Which makes me wonder as well. Did Momo know Tayo's parents prior to the beginning of the series? I mean, he must have had a conversation with them, or at least seen like, Tayo and Mutsumi, they're getting friendly. Oh, who's this Asumi's family? Oh, I'll go and have a bit of chat with them. Now, he probably did have a chat with Tayo's parents to get more information on Tayo, and basically just like, hi, I'm Mutsumi's father, Mutsumi Yozakura. You and your boy and my daughter have becoming fast friends. Maybe we could have a little bit of a chat, and that's probably where he probably initiated his plan of like, oh, okay, this family is completely normal. Okay, I can use this to my advantage. Whether or not this is all part of Subumi's plan as well, or if Momo's breaking off from Subumi because he wants his own family separate from Subumi, that would just have to be something we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the fact that Momo was created by Subumi, it's probably going to be the case of like, this is all part of the plan to get Subumi to get all the bloomings back into her, possibly to revive her because she's in like a weakened state now. That's something we'll just have to wait and see on that front. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.